From Michael Jordan's $14 million mansion to LeBron James' $37 million Beverly Hills estate, we're going inside the most insane homes ever owned by NBA legends. LeBron James. LeBron does not do anything small. Not on the court, not in business, and not in real estate. In 2020, he paid $37 million for a 2.7-acre hillside lot in Beverly Hills. Then he tore the whole thing down because LeBron does not move into someone else's house. He builds his own. What is going up on that hill right now is a massive two-mansion compound. The bigger one is 16,000 square feet with a 7,700 square foot basement built just to store his car collection. We are talking glass walls that disappear, marble slabs, French oak floors, vaulted ceilings, a spa, a private theater, a chef's kitchen, and an infinity pool. Oh, and an indoor basketball court, obviously. The whole property runs on solar power and could be worth over $100 million when it is done. LeBron has made around $581 million in salary, and his net worth is over $1.3 billion. This is his family legacy, built in bricks and glass on a California hillside. If LeBron sets the ceiling, the next man built his fortune a totally different way, and his Florida estate proves it. Michael Jordan. Jordan's NBA salary was around $90 million, small by today's numbers, but that is almost beside the point. Jordan brand alone pulls in hundreds of millions every year. His net worth is between $3.6 and $4.3 billion. His real estate alone is worth around $60 million. The crown jewel is inside the ultra-exclusive Bears Club in Jupiter, Florida. It has a full basketball court, a massive gym, a media room built to handle cigar smoke, a 2,000-bottle wine cellar, a private theater, and a guard tower. The inside could be as big as 28,000 square feet. Tall pine trees hide the whole estate from the outside world. The style is old world and powerful. Wood-paneled libraries, grand entrances, permanent elegance. Then there is his Chicago compound, 7 acres near Lake Michigan, with pools, tennis courts, and a private basketball gym. It sat on the market for over 10 years because almost no one on earth can afford a Michael Jordan property. 6 championships, 5 MVPs, and real estate that matches the legend. The next man took a totally different path. He stacked 2 stunning California properties worth over $80 million combined. Stephen Curry. Steph Curry changed the game forever. He turned the three-point shot into the most powerful weapon in basketball. 4 championships, the first ever unanimous MVP, and nearly $470 million in career salary. His Malibu oceanfront estate is the one that stops people cold. 17 acres of California coastline, 12,637 square feet, a guest house, a wellness center, and floor-to-ceiling glass walls with Pacific Ocean views from almost every room. Clean lines, neutral tones, the ocean does all the talking. Value sits at around $50.1 million. But Malibu is basically the vacation spot. His main home is in Atherton, the most expensive zip code in all of America. Over 10,000 square feet, 7 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a private cinema, resort pool, wine cellar, and space big enough to host the entire Warriors team. Curry's homes are just like his game.
Not flashy for no reason, just elite quality in the best spots on the planet. From California cool to Bel Air grandeur, this next property belongs to a man whose entire job is being physically unstoppable. Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis is one of the most physically dominant players to ever touch a basketball court. 7 feet of wingspan, elite shot blocking, and very specific taste in real estate. His Bel Air Crest mansion is a trophy by any standard. 17,254 square feet of Tuscan Mediterranean architecture on 3.5 acres. He paid around $32 million and later listed it at $39.9 million. The entrance says everything. A 35-foot glass dome over the foyer and a floating staircase that looks like it defies gravity. 8 bedrooms up to 12 bathrooms. Outside, a 120-foot infinity pool faces the canyon. Inside, a pro-grade basketball court, a marble kitchen, a home theater, a game lounge, a wine cellar, a massage room, a hair salon, cold plunge, sauna, a batting cage, and a tennis court. On a career salary of around $364 million, this estate is exactly the monument you would expect. This next entry belongs to a man who can no longer walk through his front door, but his Italian-inspired California estate remains one of the most beautiful on this entire list. Kobe Bryant. Some properties carry weight that goes beyond square footage. Kobe Bryant's Newport Coast Estate is one of them, a stunning Italian-inspired coastal villa overlooking the Pacific Ocean, valued at over $30 million. Sweeping terraces, marble and wood finishes in every room, and breathtaking views framed by architecture that felt timeless. Kobe was known for obsessing over every detail. That same Mamba mentality shaped this home. Nothing accidental, nothing careless. Private family suites, quiet outdoor spaces built for deep thinking. Over 20 seasons with the Lakers, Kobe earned around $323 million in salary, 5 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 1 regular season MVP, and a legacy that still earns money today through Nike deals and business partnerships. The Newport Coast Villa is now part of that legacy, a permanent monument to one of basketball's greatest icons. From quiet Italian elegance, we move to something louder. A man who built a 31,000 square foot kingdom that is every bit as big and bold as he is, Shaquille O'Neal. There is no subtlety here. There never was. Shaq's Orlando estate is not a home. It is a kingdom. 31,000 square feet of pure personality sitting on manicured Florida grounds. Originally listed between $19.5 and $28 million. The crown jewel of the interior is the Shaq Center, a 6,000 square foot indoor basketball court decked out in Superman themes and custom logos. 12 bedrooms, 15 bathrooms, a mirrored 17-car showroom, a custom theater, a wine cellar, a cigar room, a recording studio, and a nightclub built right into the home.
Your house is really big, though. This is from Google Earth. How many square feet is that?
My house is 76,000 square feet.
How much of that do you use?
Only 2 rooms. The kitchen, because I like to eat, and the bedroom, because I like to sleep.
And how many bathrooms do you have?
I think 15.
Outside, the Shacapulco pool is 95 feet long, built like a full resort lagoon with waterfalls, rock formations, grottos, tiki elements, and depths hitting 15 feet. There is also an aquarium room with hieroglyphics on the walls, massive ceilings, and marble foyers that set the scale before you even get inside. On a career salary of around $286 to $292 million, plus huge endorsement deals, Shaq built a home only Shaq could build. It has since been sold, but the legend lives on. From Shaq's larger-than-life scale, we slide south to Miami, where another Heat legend built something just as stunning but far more refined, Dwayne Wade. Dwayne Wade won his first championship in 2006 as Finals MVP by being more explosive and more clutch than anyone on the floor. That same drive for excellence defines both of his main properties, valued together between $18 and $20 million. The centerpiece is a 22,000 square foot Mediterranean masterpiece. Walk inside and a dramatic curved rotunda greets you first, then a sweeping spiral staircase pulls your eyes straight up. Zero-edge infinity pool, home theater, wine tasting room, fitness spa, sauna, and stunning water or canyon views. Every detail screams sophistication. Sleek modern finishes meet classic Mediterranean structure. These spaces work for a quiet night in or a full-scale event. Wade earned around $200 million in career salary. 13 All-Stars, 3 championships, a scoring title, and 2 homes that wear his personality as naturally as he wore number 3. The next man on this list made his Malibu home a study in minimalism. But don't let the clean lines fool you. The price tag is anything but simple. Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is one of the most efficient scorers the sport has ever seen. A 7-foot forward who moves like a guard and shoots like a surgeon. His career earnings of around $501 million put him second on the all-time list. His Malibu property runs somewhere between $12 and $15 million. Modest by this list standards, but spectacular in every way. Sleek modern architecture frames direct oceanfront views. A hot tub looks straight out over the Pacific. Minimalist interiors with high-end finishes, nothing extra, just quality and views doing all the work. Privacy is everything here. Durant guards his personal space, and this home shows it in every design choice. 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 4 scoring titles, a net worth near $400 million, and a Malibu retreat that speaks without raising its voice. From Durant's quiet coastline, we move to a Mediterranean fortress in Los Angeles owned by the smartest player in any building he has ever entered, Chris Paul. Chris Paul never relied on raw athleticism.
The point guard built his legacy on vision, precision, and a competitive mind that borders on unsettling. His Los Angeles mansion, valued at over $24 million, runs on those same principles. Over 18,000 square feet, 9 bedrooms, 14 bathrooms. The entrance sets the tone immediately, with a 2-story foyer anchored by a dramatic Y-shaped staircase that splits and climbs in 2 directions. Beyond it, a massive great room flows into a formal dining space, and then into a double-island gourmet kitchen. Home theater, lounge, indoor basketball court, and a climate-controlled garage for his car collection. Outside, marble terraces, luxury landscaping, a gym, and a sauna. A home built for both personal comfort and gracious hosting. On a career salary of around $44 million, one of the highest in league history, this estate is a precise expression of exactly who Chris Paul is.
From Paul's refined LA estate, we head to the suburbs of Atlanta, where the next player built something so enormous it barely qualifies as a house: Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard came into the league as pure supernatural force, the Superman of Orlando, 3 straight Defensive Player of the Year. His Atlanta estate channels that same overwhelming scale in every direction, between 32,000 and 33,000 square feet on 15 acres, built for around $40 million, and later listed between $11.25 and $12.5 million. 10 or more bedrooms, 21 bathrooms, 6 separate gourmet kitchens, a private elevator, an indoor basketball court, a theater, a gym, a 10-plus car garage, and a full guest house on the property.
Okay, and flipping the camera around. So this is what you see when you walk out the front door. Just look at the house from this angle. This house just goes on forever. Headed inside, lots of NBA memorabilia around this house.
The outdoor pool is its own resort. Heated saltwater, retractable cover, surrounded by landscaping built for both privacy and drama. Grand high ceilings and custom millwork run through the European-style interiors. Every room feels massive because everything around it is equally massive. And then there is the detail nobody forgets: a custom-built snake room designed specifically to house Howard's personal reptile collection. That amenity exists on exactly one property on this entire list, and it tells you everything about the man who bought it. From Howard's eccentric Georgia compound, we move west to a Brentwood architectural gem that is every bit as dramatic, just way more fashion-forward: Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook plays basketball like a thunderstorm, relentless, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. His Brentwood mansion, purchased for around $33.5 million, carries that same electric energy through every room. 13,500 square feet of modern traditional architecture with massive glass walls flooding the inside with light. A double-height entry sets the tone right away: soaring ceilings, dramatic proportions, and the feeling that every inch was designed to make a statement. Marble kitchens, vaulted wood ceilings in the master suite, spa bathrooms, boutique closets, a wine room, a private theater, a gym, and a poolside entertainment zone with outdoor barbecue, dining areas, and multiple fireplaces. Westbrook is as famous for his fashion as his basketball, a former MVP who made triple-doubles his personal calling card. His home reflects both sides: bold, distinctive, and built by someone with a real eye for design, not just a big check. On career earnings between $300 and $350 million, Westbrook built a home as bold as the man himself. From Westbrook's modern Brentwood statement, we go back in time to a Bel Air estate that carries the weight of basketball history in its very walls: Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson won 5 championships, 3 MVPs, and 3 Finals MVPs with the Showtime Lakers. Then he retired at 32 due to his HIV diagnosis and built one of the most impressive business empires in sports history. His net worth is estimated between $600 and $700 million or more, built on a playing salary of only $40 to $50 million. The real money came after basketball. His Bel Air estate reflects that full legacy. Over 10,000 square feet, value between $11.5 and $14.5 million. Marble foyers lit by crystal chandeliers.
Moroccan and Spanish-inspired finishes throughout, a full locker room and gym always ready to go. And then there is the court. The indoor basketball court is lined with the autographs of NBA legends who'd visited over the decades and left their signatures on the floor beneath their feet. Part court, part museum. A media room overlooks the whole thing. The outdoor pool looks out over the Santa Monica Mountains. This is Magic's Retreat, a monument to basketball heritage and the empire he built long after the final whistle. From Magic's legendary court, we head south to the water, where one of the Heat's big 3 built something equally iconic in a completely different style: Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh was the quiet architect of the Miami Heat dynasty, the all-star big man whose sacrifice made 2 championships possible. His Miami Beach waterfront estate, valued at around $12.3 million, makes a statement in the opposite direction from most on this list. No noise, no excess, just pure coastal luxury executed with precision. 12,000 square feet, entirely white. The all-white palette is deliberate and confident. It lets the waterfront setting and the quality of materials carry every room. An infinity pool extends to the water's edge. A private elevator runs between floors. A gourmet kitchen anchors the entertaining spaces, surrounded by sleek modern finishes that define South Florida luxury at its finest. This home does not shout, it whispers, and every whisper is expensive. Bosh earned around $160 to $180 million in career salary across his time with Toronto and Miami. 2 championships, 11 All-Stars, and a post-career journey that required real resilience after blood clots forced him to retire in 2016. This estate is a perfect expression of a man who did everything with class. From South Florida's clean coastal
coastal lines, we head north and inland to a Texas estate that reflects a very different kind of European elegance, Dirk Nowitzki. Dirk Nowitzki spent 21 full seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, every single one. He arrived as a skinny teenager from Germany and left as a Hall of Famer, a champion, and one of the most technically brilliant players the sport has ever seen. His career salary topped $250 million. Net worth sits between $100 and $150 million. His Dallas home, valued at around $7.9 million, is the most understated property on this list, and somehow that feels exactly right. Colonial-style architecture on expansive grounds near Mark Cuban's estate. 9,215 square feet of refined interiors, a tennis court, a pool, a private pond, and landscaping built for quiet elegance over spectacle. Where others on this list went biggest, boldest, or most dramatic, Dirk chose permanence, a family home in the city where he gave everything he had. The loyalty that kept him in Dallas for 2 decades also shaped the home he chose to build there. From Dirk's quiet Texas elegance, we move south to Houston's River Oaks enclave, where a true basketball pioneer built an empire on and off the court, Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon may be the most technically gifted center to ever play this game. The dream shake, the footwork, 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 1 regular season MVP, and 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards. He came from Lagos, Nigeria, was drafted first overall by Houston in 1984, and became one of the city's most beloved figures. During his playing days, Olajuwon became famous for smart real estate investing, buying and developing properties across Houston long before athlete entrepreneurship was a thing. His River Oaks portfolio is estimated at over $23 million in value. River Oaks is Houston's most prestigious neighborhood. Oil executives, Fortune 500 families, and Hakeem Olajuwon. Grand-scale estates, custom finishes, and deep privacy define the corridor. His career salary reached around $100 to $120 million, but his property wealth was built through sharp investment instincts that went far beyond his playing contract. The dream built his Houston legacy twice, once on the court, once in real estate that long outlasted his playing career. From Houston's elite enclaves, we head north to the Manhattan skyline, where the next legend chose altitude over acreage, Darren Williams.
Not every NBA legend went for sprawling land and California sunshine. Darren Williams, one of the most gifted point guards of his generation, went a completely different direction. A Manhattan penthouse valued at around $15.8 million that trades space for pure vertical drama. 6 bedrooms, bespoke modern finishes throughout, and a 3,000 square foot private terrace that no California estate on this list can match. It puts the entire Manhattan skyline right at your feet. The terrace itself is extraordinary. A lily pond and a bridge built directly into the outdoor space create a private garden sanctuary hanging high above one of the busiest cities on Earth. Floor-to-ceiling glass wraps the living spaces, so the skyline is visible from almost every room. Pure urban luxury, the kind of property that only makes sense in New York. Williams earned around $150 to $170 million in career salary across his time with the Jazz, the Nets, the Mavericks, and others. Multiple All-Star selections. At his peak, one of the best point guards alive. He chose Manhattan over mansions, and in doing so, built one of the most unique properties on this entire list. From Williams' New York altitude, we return to California, where one of the most quietly devastating two-way players of his generation built a modern estate to match, Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard is famously private, in a league full of people who love the spotlight. He has spent his whole career quietly building one of the most decorated resumes in the sport while saying almost nothing. 2 championships, 2 finals MVPs, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, career salary approaching $378 million, and a Pacific Palisades estate valued between $17 and $22 million or more. 11,815 square feet of California contemporary architecture. Clean, high-end, and not a single unnecessary element anywhere. Private theater, dedicated gym, wine room, and an infinity pool positioned perfectly to capture dramatic hillside views. Everything here is precise. Nothing shows off. The property mirrors its owner exactly. Exceptional quality in every detail. Zero performative excess. The kind of home that takes time to appreciate because it never rushes you. Kawhi plays the same way, systematically taking apart opponents without ceremony, collecting championships along the way, and coming home to a property that asks for nothing but delivers everything. From Kawhi's modern California restraint, we step even further back in time to a Bel Air property that carries the weight of basketball mythology in its very walls. Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in a single NBA game in 1962. He averaged 50 points per game for an entire season. He grabbed 55 rebounds in one game. He set records so extreme that they have gone untouched for over 60 years, and many of them probably always will be.
His Bel Air estate, known as Ursa Major, is basketball mythology made physical. Built in the 1970s on prime Los Angeles hillside land, the property has changed hands in recent years in the $9 to $10 million range, but its historical value goes far beyond any listing price. The architecture carries the bold flair of its era and its builder, a man who never once fit inside conventional expectations. Prime Bel Air land, legendary scale, a structure that reflects both the prestige of its Hollywood address and the singular personality of the man who built it. Will Chamberlain's career salary was only $1 to $2 million total, a reflection of how radically different professional basketball was before modern TV deals and salary caps changed everything. 2 championships, 4 MVPs, and a home that has outlasted the era he played in as one of basketball's most recognizable landmarks. From basketball's most legendary statistical performer, we travel to Boston and then to Naples, Florida, where the Celtics' defining star built something quiet and perfectly worthy of his legacy.
Larry Bird. Larry Bird does not need to perform for anyone. 3 championships, 3 straight MVPs, and a basketball IQ so advanced that his rivals openly called him the toughest mental opponent they ever faced. 12 seasons with the Celtics, then the rest of his career in Indiana, in boardrooms, on golf courses, largely on his own terms. His Naples, Florida waterfront home, listed at around $4.88 million, is the least flashy property on this entire list by a long way, and that feels completely intentional. A peaceful Gulf Coast retreat with refined finishes, private docks, and water views that reward patience and stillness. No indoor basketball court, no lagoon pool, no 17-car showroom, just beautifully built waterfront luxury in one of Florida's most desirable coastal cities, designed for the kind of quiet Bird earned through a career of extraordinary noise. His career salary of around $20 to $30 million reflects the pre-modern era he played in, but post-career investments and executive roles, including president of basketball operations for the Pacers, built a net worth between $50 and $80 million. Retirement done with the same discipline and precision Bird brought to every single game he ever played. From Bird's understated Gulf Coast serenity, we close this list with the most purely entertaining property of all, a 53-acre Texas paradise that includes its very own private water park. Tony Parker. Tony Parker won 4 NBA championships with the San Antonio Spurs. He was the Finals MVP in 2007. He spent nearly 2 decades playing alongside Tim Duncan and Manu Ginobili in one of the greatest dynasties in professional sports. And when it came time to build his personal retreat, he did not build a home. He built a destination. The Borney, Texas estate stretches across 53 acres of Texas hill country, valued between $11 and $16.5 million. A Mediterranean main house sits at the center of the compound, surrounded by an indoor basketball court, a 6,000-square-foot gym, a 1,500-bottle wine room, and a full private theater. But none of that is the headline. The headline is the water park, a custom-designed private aquatic complex built to Six Flags standards, crafted over 59,000 or more man-hours. 8 pools, multiple water slides, a lazy river, waterfalls, a grotto, tennis courts, volleyball courts, orchards, and even a tortoise enclosure on the grounds. Parker's career salary across primarily his Spurs years reached around $150 to $170 million. His European endorsements and business ventures have added significantly on top of that. 20 entries, 20 kingdoms. From LeBron's Beverly Hills legacy compound to Parker's Texas water park empire, every single one of them is a monument to what basketball greatness can build, brick by extraordinary brick.